Octavio's puppet show's about to start at any minute. Grab your friends and call your parents, 'cause one thing is for certain. Turn that frown upside down. You don't need that where we're going. Daily playing games all day and talk until the morning. Tell you a short story about our lovely host today. He once was very lonely and played puppets every day. They'd gather around a silent crowd. They knew not what to say. But since you're here, it's very clear those days have gone away. Octavio's puppet show's about to start at any minute. The stage is set, the lights are out. It'll be here in a moment. Turn that frown upside down. You don't need that where we're going. Welcome to the greatest puppet show on all the planets. THEO's Puppet Show! Hey, hey! THEO's Puppet Show! Hey, hey! THEO's Puppet Show! Hey, hey! THEO's Puppet Show! Hello. Hi. I wonder if you can hear me. You probably can, right? Probably can. But what's up, puppets? It is I, the opulent, octatonic, operatic puppeteer from Bounty Hunter Unit ARMIS of HOLOSTARS English. My name starts with an O and ends with an O. My name is Octavio. I don't know what I'm doing. I changed the settings on my microphone so that it's very, very loud. And I think it is. I'm looking at the mic right now, like the levels. And they are very high. Unlike me, I'm not high. I'm low. I'm fine. But what's up? It's very dark right now because it's the evening. And I just want to do a little bit of anatomy studying today. It's actually hard. It was actually I had a hard time choosing like a topic to talk about today, but I think a lot of you will definitely enjoy the topic that I'm gonna read to you. Tell us, just ko, pwede naman itag na lang ako nagsalamin pa, charot. I mean, this is gonna be archived under T2 Menshi. So, and that's exactly what happens under T2 Menshi. I bring out the glasses because I don't know why. I forgot why I started doing that. Is there a reason why? I don't know. Maybe. That's why you'll never get a glass as toggle in public. This is the first time you see that right now. To please women. Yeah, to please women in Menshi, probably. That's what happens in Menshi. What happens in Menshi stays in Menshi, except if I leak it first to all of you. But thank you so much for the red super chat. Tell us, thank you. But hello, can you prep me for my lower extremity practicals on Tuesday? Sure. I can do that. What do you need? What about it? Let's see. Your lower extremities composed of your lower limbs, which is basically from your thigh to your knee, to your leg, and to the feet, right? From inside out, let's see, you got the femur. Well, you got the acetabular-femoral region that continues into the femur itself, and then to the knee. The knee is where you can find the patella, right? And then around the knee area is when the start of the tibia and fibula happens, right? And then down towards the feet is where the malleolus, medial and lateral malleolus are. That's around the ankle area-ish. Then after that, that's where you get all the bones of the feet, like the calcaneus and all the other stuff that I've probably forgotten about now. You know, the tarsal bones, the metatarsal bones, and then the phalanges. So that's just, well, that's not the topic for today. Don't distract me. The topic for today is quite different from that, although it's quite near, actually. Is this how we do ASMR? I don't know. What should I do? Do I do like a... I don't know. Probably not. But this is it. This is your ASMR anatomy lesson. And I hope you enjoy. Maybe. No, please, no nail tapping. Well, I have gloves, so you can't even hear it. That's what you hear. Do you hear it? Near, far, wherever you are. Wouldn't be South Elysian lecture without taking notes. Frame 1. This is nonchalant ASMR. That's why my eyes are like this, because I'm nonchalant. You can say anything you want, and I will not chalant at all. I will not serve any kind of chalant. Not chalant. Yeah. No chalants at this restaurant exactly. Thank you, Prof. Tavi. Yes, you're welcome. But you go ahead and learn all the other parts of the lower extremity. I mean, that's just a bone. That's just a skeletal system, right? You still have all the muscles, the nerves, the arteries, the veins, the ligaments, the tendons. Where does it end? It never ends. Unfortunately. It's crazy that we've even mapped any of this out, right? But, wish my nursing professors speak like this. Maybe not. Then you won't hear anything. You won't hear anything if your nursing professors speak like this. In fact, I think that will be absolutely terrible. Imagine you sit at the very back of the class, and then they're like, okay, class, go to page 237 of your Principles of Nursing book. We're going to be talking about how to We're going to be talking about the Johari's window. Not the Johannes window, the Johari's window. Because you need to do this in order for you to kind of separate yourself emotionally, mentally from the patient. Johari's? No, the Johari's. What is the Johari's window? Well, Johari's window. The Johari's window, it's a Johari window. No, it's Johari's window, like apostrophe S. I guess it's Johari window. Is a 4-quadrant psychological tool developed by Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham in 1955 to enhance self-awareness, personal development, and interpersonal communication. I should probably move it here, the window. It maps information, feelings, experience, skills about a person across 2 axes. The known and unknown by self, and the known and unknown by others. Aiming to increase the open area through feedback and disclosure. So this is what nursing students do, right? They form like groups. They form groups of maybe 4 of them, 4 or 5, who knows? And then they have like a clinical instructor, you know? And then all of them kind of answer the Johari window. They answer these 4 quadrants. So the first one is the open area. What is the stuff that is known to yourself and to others? Things about you that others know and that you know, right? Then the other quadrant is the blind spot, where it's things that are known to others but not to yourself. It's what others perceive about you but you are unaware of. Then the next quadrant is the hidden area, or the facade, where it's known to yourself but not to others. So things that you know about yourself but you hide from others. This includes secrets, fears, or private thoughts. And then lastly is the unknown area, which is information, talents, or behaviors that are not known to you or to others. These are subconscious or untapped potential, right? But this is a completely different subject. This is like psychology. This is more on the psychology side of things, so we're not going to talk too much about that, okay? We must focus, because we're not here to learn nursing. I mean, anatomy is part of nursing as well, but, you know, let's learn. Well, technically, what we're going to discuss isn't strictly anatomy. What we're going to be discussing is something quite different. We're going to be discussing pregnancy. Because a lot of you out there, one day or the other, are going to become pregnant. That's just how it is, right? One day or the other, you will find someone to marry. And when 2 people marry each other, they kind of show their love together by becoming pregnant, by one of them becoming pregnant. I mean, depends on the couple, but sometimes when someone is pregnant, then 2 of them are like, we are pregnant, you know, even if just one person. And this is basically very inspired by the Twilight Breaking Dawn watch along that we did the other day. Yep. It's 8:20 in the morning. Well, it's 8:20 in the evening for me, which is a perfect time to talk about pregnancy. Oh boy. This is a loaded topic, everybody. So we're going to learn as much as we can. 1 to 2 hours of just learning about pregnancy. And, well, technically,
It's pregnancy plus how we are able to like visualize the fetus inside the stomach. And not the stomach, the womb, the uterus, which is around the hypogastric area, right? Stomach for, lay people. It's in the stomach, but actually it's in the uterus, which is in the lower part of the stomach. Actually, it's not even the hypogastric. It's in the hypogastric when the uterus becomes bigger, but technically it's in the pelvis. Yeah, technically. But depends on what stage we're talking about. Jetty Lemon, this is my Bob Ross. You're welcome. Happy accidents. Not like pregnancies. They shouldn't be happy accidents. I mean, they can be happy accidents, but they shouldn't be. You need to plan for that. You need to be responsible about bringing a life into the world. You need to think all the time that, because all of this, right? If a baby is brought into the world because of an accident, then psychologically they'll know. They'll feel it. Psychologically, you will manifest some patterns that are only shown in a parent whose pregnancy is accidental as well. Right? Yeah. It depends on, it's a bunch of things. They'll know. It's in the soul. It's in the soul, it's in the psyche, it's in the heart. They'll feel it, you'll feel it too. But if a baby is planned, right? That means you probably went through all the prenatal checkups. You look forward to them. And the moment they come out of that uterus, you shower them with love and care. Everything is prepared. That imprints on their soul for sure, right? As compared to a baby where they're like, oh crap, I'm pregnant? Oh crap, I'm born? Oh crap, I just went to the toilet. I just went to the toilet to I don't know, sit on the throne, but suddenly there's a baby here, right? All of that is imprinted on the soul, both your soul and the baby's soul. So everybody here, plan your pregnancies. Talk to your partners. Prepare, okay? Solid 10 out of 10 for the faculty evaluation for the type of class you intentionally fail so you can take it again under the same prof next year. That's such a privileged take. Oh my God. So privileged. You have the privilege to fail a class so you can take it again. How much is a unit? How much is a few units of a class? That's immediately 20k South Elysian coins to repeat a class. God, please don't do that. Because it's your parents paying for your school probably. Maybe that's why please don't. Don't repeat the class. Don't do that. Okay. But thank you for your thoughts. Thank you. Chris Sankin, thank you so much for joining Shadow Puppets. Thank you. Thank you. Alex, this is why I love science classes. Well, sure. Science class from a VTuber. Oh, by the way, I'd like to reiterate, this stream is not for me to give medical advice, right? I'm a puppeteer. I can give you puppet advice, puppeteering advice, but not medical advice. This stream also isn't supposed to be educational. Don't learn anything from me. I'm just gonna say stuff. Okay? All my other streams, when I'm streaming Tomodachi Life, when I'm streaming Final Fantasy, when I'm streaming all these cool games and stuff, that's educational. You'll learn stuff there. But this one, you won't. Okay? Not a single thing. And this is all for fun. What does that mean? Look at me. I'm having fun, right? It's so fun, right? It's obvious in my head, in my face. that I'm having peak fun. See? I can tilt my head a little to show that I'm having fun. This is the fun that Nintendo keeps talking about. You know, they keep talking about making games, and they're like, what's the most important part of making a game? The most important part is you're having fun. This is what they're talking about. The picture of fun is me. Right now, in this moment. Let's learn something, okay? So, when you want to visualize a pregnancy, ultrasound is the imaging modality of choice, right? It is the method of choice for dating the pregnancy, monitoring fetal growth, assessing fetal well-being, and evaluating fetal anatomy and the maternal pelvic organs as well. A very particularly useful type of ultrasound, especially in the first trimester, is what we call the transvaginal ultrasound, right? Especially when it comes to the demonstration of fetal anatomic structures deep in the pelvis. Now, the reason a transvaginal ultrasound is super useful in the first trimester of pregnancy is because the fetus is so very small, right? And a TVS, what we call it a TVS in the puppeteering world, can visualize very, very small anatomical structures, because the part that's, the scanning thing at the tip of it is inside the body rather than over the stomach, right? Yeah, cool. Now, aside from visualizing the anatomic structures and stuff with ultrasound, there is something in ultrasound as well that we call Doppler. Now, you probably are familiar with Doppler as a concept. This has probably been taught to you in like grade school or something. Doppler is this phenomenon where, for example, there's an ambulance from far away. When they pass by you, their sirens become stronger and stronger, right? When they're in front of you, when they're closest to you, the siren is at its loudest. But then when they go far away again, it becomes softer and softer, right? So that's the Doppler effect, the Doppler phenomenon. Now, the Doppler phenomenon is used particularly in ultrasound for something specifically, and that is to assess blood flow, right? So we're not even talking about pregnancy here. Let's say just an artery, or maybe in the heart, right? So if you place the ultrasound on the chest where the heart is, and you turn on the Doppler effect on the ultrasound, the blood that is rushing in the direction of your ultrasound transducer, which is the thing that you use to scan the body with, if the blood is approaching it, then it shows a certain color on the ultrasound. In this case, it's red. And for example, if blood is going away from the transducer, it'll show a different color. Let's just say blue, right? Then, depending on where you place the transducer, you need to place it in a strategic place so that you can determine that the blood that is going towards the transducer is arterial blood, and the blood that is going away from the transducer is venous blood. So with that knowledge, you'll know what vessel you're looking at, right? So that's just the use, one of the uses of Doppler. And in the case of a pregnancy, right, we can really study the fetal and maternal blood flow. So for example, right, where does the fetus get its blood flow anyway? It's from the umbilical cord. You can really study the blood flow through that umbilical cord through Doppler, if everything is normal, right? But one of the cool things about Doppler is that there's different types of Doppler, right? So there's a certain Doppler that we use for adults, which is used to view, I don't know, the vessels in the liver, the vessels in the heart, the vessels in the wherever you want. But the Doppler that is used for fetuses is much lower energy, because there is a phenomenon where if you use the much stronger Doppler for a fetus, the sound waves just, the waves are too fast and too strong that it causes like the body of the fetus to heat up and may cause damage to the fetus, right? So there's a very specific Doppler, wave frequency that is used for fetuses specifically. Crazy, I know, right? You can damage something via sound waves. That's very cool. Oh, it's so cool. Oh my god, it's so cool. Okay. So in this case, but in any case, right? That's it. That's it for the Doppler. That's just a little intro. Okay. Now let's talk about the first trimester. Now the first trimester covers the period from conception to the end of the 13th menstrual week. This includes the entire embryonic period, 0 to 10 weeks, and is a time of dynamic growth and the differentiation and development of most organ systems. I think the peak of organogenesis, as we call it, the time where the organs develop the fastest, is around 8 weeks from conception. Crazy, right? The number 8 is here in this text of the human body. 8. And because of this, right? Because this is the time of peak differentiation. By differentiation, I mean when the cells change into like different types of cells. It's a time of like very increased activity where the cells like divide and like change and all of that, right? Because of this time is also where the embryo and the fetus have the greatest risk of